yeah, y'all. It's almost time for the Red River Shootout in less than an hour. I'm excited. And then also we got a special promo real quick. 50% off annual memberships. It's flash sale. Use promo code HOOK'em right now. And you can get access to the best recruiting intel, team reports, all the stuff we go more in depth on the board. So super excited. All right, y'all. Not a ton of structure today. We're just kind of hanging out till the game starts. It's gonna be exciting. But kind of first things first. I've been able to watch a lot of football today, actually, but I have been paying attention to Alabama, South Carolina. Have y'all watched any good ones today? Besides that,
little poquito. I've caught a little bit of South Carolina's last drive, last 10 minutes, and I've come up with the best tweet of the day. This is Nick Saban's defense no more.
Yeah.
And now I'm starting to think, Kalen DeBoer winning at every place he's gone, high scoring at every place he's gone. When did he build a defense in any of these places?
Yeah.
Jabbar Muhammad made up for a lot of stuff in that DB in that secondary for Washington last year, who's actually losing to a other Big Ten traditional team, Iowa. Nick Saban ain't walking through that door, fellas. This might be the new Bama, and I think people in Tuscaloosa are going to be very, very disappointed.
Yeah. I was going to say, didn't he lose his longtime OC who's been with him everywhere? And now he's somewhere else?
Rub.
Yeah.
The OC part I wasn't worried about, though. I think DeBoer can carry that over. It was the defense. And look, Alabama left him guys. Okay, they may not be the superstar All-Americans. They are 4 and 5 stars on there. Trust me. We cover recruiting. I promise you. There are dudes over there. But the secondary is suspect.
It is.
And it's because Saban was so hands-on.
Right.
Corners and DBs and safeties. Like, it was so hands-on. Some of that'll carry over. Remember Bill Parcells coaching the Cowboys, and they went right to Wade Phillips? Some of that discipline carries over for about 1 year.
I was going to say it starts to fade. It's like Lincoln's offense.
You got a perfect storm that first 2 months.
Yeah.
Because you've got some really disciplined kids, and then you're a new guy, so they're a little bit more relaxed, but they still have that installation of discipline in them. The slowly they get out of the season, the more this will really be Kalen's team. We're about to – it's exposure Saturday.
Not for us.
Not for Texas. The line's going up. So the Sharps in Vegas are like, not today for Texas. Not today.
Yeah.
Also, everyone's talking about upsets today, and I feel like when everyone starts talking about a ton of upsets, they're less likely. And whenever we're like, oh, it's going to be a boring weekend of football like last weekend, it was the most exciting.
Yeah, good point. That's a good point.
I feel like if you're on the lookout for upsets, they don't occur as much. But that's what I was rewatching Georgia Alabama because I have to get ready for Georgia. And that's what I was thinking with Malachi Moore. I'm like, he's so used to that discipline of Saban. He was like shocked, that Vanderbilt could do that because he knew difference-wise where he was at. Did Bama throw the interception?
Yeah, he threw a deep threw across to that dude.
Okay, Milroe's Heisman run probably over.
It's over as fast as it's
So somebody needs to text our boy Eric and say, eh. He nailed Vernon Broughton. Did you know Vernon Broughton is the highest graded defensive tackle in college football?
I know, I saw that.
Weeks.
Yeah,
he nailed Vernon Broughton. But that Jalen Milroe one, suspect. Looks like it's going to be Travis Hunter, Ashton Jenney, and maybe Quinn Ewers in New York.
Heisman's going to be an interesting one this year. It's kind of
open
season because I don't know if they're going to want to give it to a non-Power 5 guy in Genty, even though his stats are so crazy. It's like the games. I mean, the Oregon game he'll be able to hang his hat on, and then Hunter. It just depends if they maintain pace. Like they're 4-1 right now, but
if they go 6-6, he'll be there.
Yeah.
With Jenney, he's going to have over the top ridiculous stats. That's just the way.
He's on Barry Sanders' pace right now. That's the crazy.
He's on Barry Sanders' pace, which is the single greatest college football season I've ever seen. And so he's on that pace. Good point. Good point, Bub.
Yeah, I have the elite. I was talking in the group chat to the other creators. I was like, I don't know if I can give it to a G5 guy. But the past 2 weeks, I've been watching his highlights, and I was like, oh, okay.
If he gets this close or breaks Barry Sanders stuff, I bet he wins it. And that's only if Quinn Ewers doesn't snag it. If that's only if one of the top 5 teams in the country, one of their guys doesn't, because a lot of times it's that guy. That's only if that doesn't happen. Look, Colorado could go 6-6. Travis Hunter is going to be in New York because he's the best player in college football.
He should. I mean, he should. There's no doubt. If you're playing both ways, I mean, if we're talking literally who's the most valuable to their team, it's a guy that's playing corner and wide receiver.
I think South Carolina fumbled.
They did. Quarterback fumbled it. Come on, dude.
This is gonna be a fun
Lean the
one.
ball backwards. Frank
trick is
turned it
seeing
over in
can,
his grave.
The trick is seeing can Quinn get back into it. Also, counterpoint. I know this is a Texas channel, so we'll see how popular this take is. Can you be the most valuable player when you go out and the other quarterback comes in and you guys play great? By definition, are you the most valuable?
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
it's kind of
San
similar to
Francisco
like
49ers in the 90s proved yes.
Okay. Because that's my only point is like if we're looking at it in the true sense of like who's doing the most, you know, Quinn got to go out and Arch came in. So it's like there wasn't a huge impact there. Now, into the season, we're playing SEC. Quinn's difference is going to show. His seniority is going to show. But have y'all seen the TikToks of Janty looking like Michael Myers standing in the backfield?
Yeah.
They'll have to watch him. He doesn't squat or anything before the ball, so he just stands there like he's a serial killer, and then he just goes off. And you guys need to go look it up. It's absolutely
I watched that movie for the first time the other night.
yeah. You gotta watch it because they do these like Michael Myers edits of his runs, and they're absolutely hilarious.
Props to him for not transferring out though.
Absolutely. Did you see that interview this week, James?
Yeah.
Where he was offered a bunch of stuff, and he says, man, how am I going to make an impact in life if I keep bouncing around everywhere? That's a kid with good parents, good structure, good focus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Now we
dude.
might have boys.
Good NIL deal.
That's what he's not doing without.
Yeah.
He's got all the potatoes he could ever want.
Man, right?
All you can eat potatoes.
Yeah.
Complex carbs, sweet potatoes.
AR
Put 'em
said
all.
Not
Ashton
much, man.
tells God to give him tougher battles.
That's and also Boise State's one of those G5s that are like it's a cool G5, man.
Yeah.
It's a respectable G5, you know. It's not like some like Boise
Yeah.
State's about as
Dan
top
Hawkins
tier as-
put them on the map.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah.
Coach, what do you think about your boys at UNLV? When are they getting poached? They going to
Dominating. You see it, right?
Florida or Florida State, dude? Where are they headed?
Oh man, I don't know about all that.
They got to get
You
poached.
put him on the spot, man.
I know,
Yeah,
that's
I
what-
don't know about all that, man.
They're gonna have to do a coaching transplant, but man, that's awesome, dude. They're gonna be able to move it up.
Somebody may get a job, huh? Yeah.
Y'all see, I don't know why. I stayed up and watched Arizona State
Yeah.
and Utah last night, and I came up with 2 quick points. Cam Rising needs to retire.
Yeah.
Cam Rising is look, Bubby. I like the kid. I got to know him and his dad pretty well during their recruitment at Texas, and I even went out to Newport Beach to watch him play football in 2017. Like he needs to retire. And Cam Skatabo, bowling ball of knives.
I don't know, dude. That
You're
back
gonna
is
see him
crazy.
pop up on All-American boards because the dude is just. Hey, give Kenny Dillingham and those guys a ton of credit. My man, Coach Williams, knows one of our boys, Brian Carrington's over there doing his thing in Tempe, and we absolutely love it. Hey, give Arizona State some credit. They're 5-1. They'll be ranked on Sunday about 1:00.
Do they still have any former Texas guys?
Yeah, they
like
got
players.
Xavier Alford, right?
Yeah,
They got the 40 acres landlord, and they still got Jake Smith too.
Oh yeah,
And
Jake
Laura
Smith.
too, right?
Jake Smith's actually playing.
Yeah,
Who'd
he's
you say,
playing.
James?
Who'd you say, James?
Prince Deborah with D Lyman.
Oh yeah.
Is he there?
Edge.
I think he got a sack last night. Actually, yeah.
Look at him. Clayton Smith, former top Texas target out of Texas High, went to Oklahoma, didn't work out. He's starting there too as well.
I'm gonna say Brian Carrington. He did a good job, kind of doing the pipeline.
He once he went to Tempe, he's like, okay, and this is something he's probably gonna be pissed I say it. He has a new rule. You put any East Texas kids you have, you put them on your roster no matter where you're coaching.
Yeah.
That's his new rule of life. I
Yeah.
sold him on this like 5 years ago. Now he is a strong proponent of we got to have some East Texas dudes. When they went out to USC, you remember all the dudes they carried from East Texas out to USC?
Yeah.
Wherever Carrington's at, he's going to try to carry some of these East Texas dudes with him. That's because he's good at his job.
Yeah. And Justin doesn't have any bias towards East Texas guys.
Yeah. No, he's from Midland, actually.
He's shooting that straight.
Which is basically New Mexico.
All right. Hell, first time going to Austin, Texas, going to the Georgia versus Texas game. Any good tailgates? At our tailgate.
Oh yeah, ours. Yeah.
So inside Texas having a tailgate. I do not know where, so I'm not very helpful to you, but I know we are having a tailgate. If you want, I don't know if you're on Twitter or anything, but DM me on Twitter. I can get those details for you, exactly where it'll be. But inside Texas,
InsideTexas.com, Bubba, the best community in the business. Hey, this is the absolute best time to sign up. And granted, I say that every single day, but I mean it every single day.
It gets truer every single day too.
Every time.
Yeah, it's
Speaking
remarkable.
about truths, brands on brands. Let's go.
Yeah. So just hit us up or sign up, man. And then you can find out wherever we're located.
Tailgate details. Post on Instagram stories, stuff like that.
Viewers, if you wouldn't mind, update us a little bit on some scores that we may be missing, some games that we may need to be knowing about. That because we're kind of into that. We're into you guys today. So if you it wouldn't hurt to kind of help us out a little bit on some of these updates because Daddy can't watch TV for a college football game, so I need some help, and I don't want to just stick on my phone because I love my guys.
Yeah,
I was gonna say Justin's TV's in the other room, so this is his way of being able to.
I got the 85-inch right here, and I'm trying to angle this bastard. I can see it just right.
I got the door open to the other.
You guys see Michigan game? Half my face.
DirecTV stream just got 2 windows open over here.
Yeah.
Hey, well, Bama just took the lead.
Did they?
That's
about right.
Yeah, I figured they'll still squeak by on that one.
I think you're right, James.
It's just not. Right. It's not.
I want to win, run Jam Miller more. That'd be my
yeah. I'm surprised they have not established the run much.
I'm the kid from Tyler.
COTA.
I don't know. What is that?
James, is that something in Austin?
Oh, Circuit of America. Circuit of America.
Okay.
Oh.
That's way too trendy.
Oh,
okay.
Dude,
that's gonna be
Mike's out there.
You got ACL, dude. Next weekend's gonna be absurd. I wouldn't even drive next weekend in Austin.
Oh,
nope.
God,
no.
Dude,
Uber
F1, it's gonna be crazy, dude.
It's crazy on a regular day.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what it's going to look like next Saturday?
It's gonna be nuts.
Isn't F1 in Austin? Yeah.
Yeah, good. Yeah, AR. Good luck, man. You're gonna see Austin in like at a maximum capacity. You're gonna be impressed. You're gonna see what the city has to offer, but sheesh, man, next weekend's gonna be absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I was out last night, and even right now, it's bad with ACL. And just going down Cesar Chavez, I was going to meet some of my friends at a hotel, and then we sat there like half a mile. It took like 20 minutes. So it's going to be probably even worse next weekend.
Quentin plays at Georgia.
Oh, shout out to my dude.
Slow down. You not have any kids? Slow down, dude.
Bama Rubbies haven't done anything.
Protect yourself.
Bama's RBs haven't done anything other than whiff on blocks.
Hey,
awesome.
Big
they keep doing a revolving door at tailback between, I believe it's Jam Miller and Justice Haynes, and both will burst a little bit, but I think they're both the type of backs that need like bulk carries maybe, or like consistent drive after drive kind of deals building up. Whatever it is, it's not really working. I know my boy Jamarian Miller's, he's not frustrated. He's the ultimate team guy, but there's definitely that dynamic is a little.
What year is he in?
He's a junior.
All right, well, tell him we'll take him next year. So just let him know.
Yeah. When we get off this video, I'll tell you that conversation sounded like last time.
Yeah, so just tell him we're taking running backs right now.
Right?
Do you guys think Bama will fall next week at Tennessee then?
Yeah. Well, no, Tennessee's offense has been kind of whatever. Like, they get a lot more hype.
Yeah.
Tennessee just gets up for Bama, and granted, everybody gets up for Bama, but Tennessee, it's a big deal there. And so that's a good question, James.
Oh,
I race motorcycles, Justin. Oh, buddy. Just be safe. Be careful. My uncle has like 5 of them, and just be safe, man.
We love you, Quentin. We want you here safe, man.
Yeah.
But also do cool stuff. There's a you got to ride the middle of that, right down the middle. You got to be awesome still, though. I want a shutout, and it's definitely in the realm of possibilities.
There you go. Oh, I thought you said shout out.
You can have it. People have been pretty respectful of Bama having no offense. Like all these like score predictions are like something 17, and it's like I don't know. We'll see, man.
What happened?
Wait, is he talking about the OU game today?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to. You're not going to shut out Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it'll probably somewhat mimic the offense of Michigan a couple weeks back.
Yeah, I mean, it should.
Offensive score.
Buddy, if it does, that's good for Texas because that coaching staff did not have a good first half in that game. When they walked, we had a couple guys there. When those Michigan coaches walked out for the second half, Sharon Moore looked like he was going to a funeral.
Dude, whenever the little Boosie and like you just saw us in the locker room staring their team down, it was already over.
That was before the game, though, right? That one.
No, that was halftime, wasn't it?
That was halftime.
Yeah,
I couldn't remember, but either way, yeah, it looked like they were already dead and buried. But I don't know. I mean, it's just not the OU of years past. It's like they've broken 30 twice this year. You know, it's like. Yeah. I mean, their offensive statistics, most of them.
A shutout is doable.
Yeah.
I just think 2 years ago was an anomaly. Even in 05, when Texas was so much better on paper, so much better on the field, they still scored a couple touchdowns. It's just, this game, it's just something about this game and getting it up. And I think Michael Hawkins might be better than people.
Hawkins will give him a new
look. Hawkins is a real quarterback. When we played him 49-0, they didn't have a quarterback.
Tight end there. Daniel Graham.
I wouldn't say he's a real quarterback.
What was that kid's name? He was the Pitt transfer. That game was depressing 2 years ago.
49-0 was
Bevel, right?
Davis Bevel. Yeah, Davis Bevel was thrust into action.
Yeah.
That was a tough one for OU.
I enjoyed it, but hey, whatever.
That game was over in the first half.
It was.
I was at that game live, sitting with Fanatic Perspective, and I was like, man, this game normally makes me sick to my stomach. Just to be able to sit back and just relax and enjoy every play, that was such a beautiful experience.
And then last year, you got back to being anxious on every single snap.
Well, dude, the year before that, I was at the Sark. I was at the Sark versus Lincoln year one, and that was the most soul-crushing game I've ever been a part of. I remember that screwed up my weekend, dude. It took me till like Tuesday to get back mentally from whenever Lincoln Riley came back. That game was absolutely insane.
General Booty was on that. I was thinking about that, but I think he was the third or fourth.
I don't think he got it.
They didn't get in.
Hey, well, UL Monroe put up a better fight than that 49-0.
Maybe they should have played them. Oh, well.
They're looking all right, man. I like their coaching at UL Monroe. Like,
are they 3-1 or 3-2?
I know they beat James Madison and
James Madison. I was like, oh man.
And I know our analytics were telling us UL Monroe is one of the worst teams in the country, but their record is not too shabby.
They play within themselves.
Yeah, they know what they
exactly who they are. They know exactly what they can do and what they can't do. And in sports, that's half of it. Doing what you can do and knowing what you cannot do.
Yeah.
All right, we got something from us. Ian Ratliff was announced as the starter on the Cotton Bowl video board. Michael Kern is not listed on the most recent injury report.
So Kern will play.
Yeah.
We I think last night, I can't remember if Kern was on that injury report from last night, but we had heard that he was okay.
Yeah. And Derek Williams is good to go.
Yeah.
I saw his tweet.
Derek had a good tweet this morning.
Yeah,
Derek woke up, chose violence.
Yeah. And he does the little raptor emoji with it.
Yeah. Little arms.
He's
got a hell of a wingspan for little arms.
No. Has Eric dropped a pregame nugget yet?
Yeah, it's on the board. Come
Check
see
it
us
out.
at InsideTexas.com. He chopped it like 3 or 4 hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
I'd run through a wall for the ULM coach. Honestly, whenever I was breaking them down, I was really impressed with them. And like Justin said, they know who they are. They're like, we're going to run the ball. We can't pass. That would be insane. But they just run the ball. They have a varied run game. They're a lot of fun. The solution is not to punt. That was what was driving me nuts last year with Burt Auburn. They're like, Burt Auburn's breaking field goal records. I'm like, that's because we can't score in the red zone. This is not a good thing. And so I've loved not seeing – I love Burt, don't get me wrong, but I've loved not seeing our kicker as often and our punter.
I totally agree.
That was awesome.
I totally agree with that this year anyway.
Yeah. What's I think they're at break. Who else is playing right now?
Clemson smoking Wake Forest.
Yeah, right. Nobody else is exciting to watch. You had Clemson. You just mentioned Clemson, but Washington and Iowa was playing. That's that's a snooze fest.
Yeah, I mean, it's
so weird, dude.
That 11 a.m. kick this year. They needed it right now.
Georgia Tech and North Carolina's in a good one. That's a good matchup. But
yeah. I didn't watch Utah, Arizona State. I got on my old man though. because they rushed the field. I can't stand it.
State rushed the field,
dude. I can't stand it, dude. It's driving me nuts, dude.
I'm
They're doing
one
it
of
for
those
any
guys-
excuse now.
Okay, maybe I'm the outlier. I don't care either way. Like,
No, you're
in
the
college. They're half drunk. Rush the field. I mean, if you're a power program, I can see it kind of looking silly. But for most other programs, what else are you going to do on a Saturday evening, Saturday night? Let's rush the field. Let's carry the goalpost to the bar we're going to. That's a story. That's a core memory, guys.
But sooner or later,
rushing the field.
we're gonna get a linebacker that punches a kid straight in the face.
Well, we saw the Tennessee guy.
You're not going to get
You see the Tennessee guy push the Arkansas kid and girl.
I did see that. Yeah.
Jermaine Burton punched that lady a couple of years back.
Remember Kevin Falk punched that A&M kid?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
only
LeGarrette once started all that.
I've become like old guy. I've become old guy with field rushing. Like you have to be Vandy versus Bama. That's the only one I've been cool with.
Well, I was at Baylor during 21, so that team went 12-2. But when they beat Texas, rushed the field. That was the 5-7 Texas. So I was there, and I am very on your side. Where I'm like, come on, it's just embarrassing to be like when Baylor was like 7-2 and OU 7-2, and we beat OU and we're rushing the field. And that year had like 4 field rushes, and then they won the Sugar Bowl. So it's like, eh.
Yeah, I get it with those guys, though, James. I totally do. Listen, I was at the game in 2013, which was essentially the de facto Big 12 championship between Texas and Baylor. The worst weather game I've ever experienced.
I was there. I was like 12 years old.
Yeah, unbelievably bad weather. And when they rushed the field, buddy, it was one of those don't turn your back to the stands kind of deals because but I thought, you know what? This is a program that's earned this.
That's true.
They haven't rushed the field since probably 1947. Like, let them get out there. Let them go.
Mike Singletary's team was good.
Who's that?
Mike Singletary's team was good at Baylor.
Yeah, I'll give you a Grant Taft. I'll give you 2 years.
Back, man.
But because that was Baylor's first Big 12 title. So that was
That's right.
Made sense.
That's right.
Case McCoy, the Fighting Case McCoys couldn't quite win the Big 12 that year.
Nah.
And I got that game was actually close until the fourth quarter. McCoy threw this like goofy off-platform touchdown to Malcolm Brown that somehow made it, and it was like, all right, Texas within a score here, but then Baylor just pulled away. And I think they had a pick 6 late, maybe, or they definitely had a pick late.
Right, Baylor got the last laugh. They're dominating the Big 12 right now.
But I didn't blame those. I can totally understand that.
Well, we'll
Is
see.
Arnold at another Elite 11 camp? That's not nice.
All right, before we're mean to Oklahoma's 5-star, let's hear a word from our sponsor.
This video is brought to you by Luxe Kitchen and Bath. Luxe has been offering high-end kitchen and bathroom remodels for 3 generations throughout the greater Austin area. With 5-star review after 5-star review on Google and Facebook, and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, you can put your faith in Luxe Kitchen and Bath's award-winning designers and skilled craftspeople to bring to life that dream vision of your special home. But that's not all. Luxe's all-star team provides full remodels, large additions, and even commercial build-outs as well. So call Luxe Kitchen and Bath at 833-358-LUXE today. Or visit luxekitchenbath.com to discover where quality meets luxury and begin the process of transforming your home. Get a free quote today by calling 833-358-LUXE. That's LUXE. Or by visiting luxekitchenbath.com. Link in the description.
Thank you, LC. I was hanging out with LC yesterday. When were y'all on the drag doing those videos?
We did that on Thursday. It was fun. That was the first time I met LC. But he was doing some goofy stuff to get people to come interview with us. He was jumping out at people and coming up with some interesting interview questions and whatnot. But it was cool. We got some solid interviews. I think we're going to put another one up. We asked people who they hate more, OU or A&M. So we'll probably put another one up.
Nice.
LC's a fun dude.
That he is.
Give him hugs.
I think he was late to pick up his wife. He was helping me out. He stayed a little late so we could get a couple extra interviews. But he's at ACL today, probably living it up.
Yeah, he's at ACL. I guess they go back to Austin every now and again. I don't know who's playing right now. I'm so out of the loop, dude.
Well,
I used to be cool
Georgia
and
Tech,
live in Austin and all that stuff, dude. Now I'm like,
When did you
Georgia
move
Tech
out
took
of
the
Austin?
lead on UNC, so the Fighting King Haynes.
Yeah.
Or I think this win might get them bowl eligible. Or the
Or
next
they'll be 5.
do it.
They win this one, I believe.
Yeah.
what'd you say, James?
Oh, I was asking when did you move out of Austin?
After college. So I moved back to up by Dallas probably in 2017.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've been back for a minute.
Yeah, but I mean, how about Georgia Tech? It really always works out that way. We think we can predict the season, and Georgia Tech's win total, I think, was 4.5. They're already going to have it done. And then Arizona State and BYU are 1 and 2 in the Big 12, and they both had 3.5 win totals before the season.
I haven't watched any Big 12, and I need to.
I mean, I was watching last night at a bar, and I kind of had the same sentiment as Justin. It was like I would tune in because Utah was about possession behind for the last quarter, and it was just like it's kind of frustrating to watch, like because Rising's not where he used to be, just solely off of it.
No, man, it's over.
And he got his foot ran into on this. I don't know if you saw that. He got his foot ran into on the second snap, so it's just been bad luck for him. Like I feel bad for the guy.
God.
What year is he on now? 6? 7.
7. He's the same as Casey Thompson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember,
yeah,
they came in the same class at Texas together.
Yeah.
Hey, Casey Thompson's playing today, guys, in Red River. There's your trivia in the comments.
Yeah, we just announced the starting wide receivers for OU. It's Reagans, Thompson, Hester. So Reagans 10-4 guy, Thompson 10-2 guy, Hester 6'4" guy. See what I did there? It's height versus.
Yeah.
So they will have 2 speedsters at least. So what's the trick, right? Short screen and hope and let's turn it into a track meet on the outside where we can.
Yeah.
And then, but I think they're going to go heavy run, boys. I think they're going to have to try to Mississippi State us or Georgia versus Kentucky. You're not going to consistently move the ball. There's going to have to be some kind of gimmicky run game, 12 personnel. They're not going to be able to play us heads up. What do you guys think?
Probably.
I think they're going to try to pick and take their shots, though. I really feel like they may feel like, hey, you know what we got to lose?
That's exactly what they're
going to and go one-on-one, right? Because Texas trusts their guys on the island so much. You know what? Let's see. Let's test them out because nobody's tested them, right? Except Mississippi State. So they think we're going to run this quarterback a ton, a lot of read option stuff. Let's just take a shot downfield and see what happens. What do they have to lose?
They have nothing to lose.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, they have nothing to lose. The problem is when that big shot doesn't land, that's 3 and out.
3 and out quick, but hey.
But what's the
end? With Venables, but think about it, Connor. With Venables, I think he feels okay with my defense. I got a great defense. We can do it. We got some stuff ready for him. Like I think they justify taking those shots because they think, you know what, we play great. We can play great defense. We can do this. And to a T, they are a pretty good defensive team. They're incredible at forcing turnovers.
Yeah.
I just don't. The thing, it's not just that Texas is better on paper this year. It's the way last year ended. And I'm telling you, there is a serious carryover in that locker room from the way this game ended last year.
Well, and how much they poked the bear with stuff like those shirts. And Billy Bowman was really active on Twitter this offseason, talking a lot of that. And I mean, it's a lot of that. And like those Michael Taft quotes this week, he's talking about he's leader of the secondary back there. Like it's not something they're going to forget. And they know, Oklahoma's a little bruised and battered. Like kind of what Homer said, I think you might see him do a little rope-a-dope. Like shout out to my Kentucky Wildcats, try and do what like Kentucky did to Ole Miss and Georgia. Keep away, throwing quarterback runs, and
and you can still take your shots, right? Yeah, like you just run, and then like 4 or 5 times a game, see if Brennan Thompson will catch it. It's like like that. That's really what you can do. Like
over here.
Well, no, I'm not even being mean like he's not going to. Actually, I am being mean. He has a 50% catch rate, but like but that's really what you have to do, right? Like legitimately condense the formations, run it, and then let everybody fall asleep. You saw our corners fell asleep a couple times versus Mississippi State. And then you just let Reagans or Brennan run past them, and if they can catch it, then they'll score type thing. So that's tricky. Which offense is better, this offense or the one in the 49-0 game?
This one's better a little bit.
Yeah, this one's better.
It's better simply because it has a quarterback.
Well,
Yeah.
run. Davis
2
Bevell
years ago,
was-
didn't they have a pretty good run game though?
Well, who did they have it back? I can't even remember that year.
The Eric Gray, they had Eric
Yeah,
Gray.
Yeah.
Who wasn't
He ran a
bad?
bunch
The
of
transfer
Wildcat
from
stuff.
Tennessee.
And then therefore they would have had to have like one NFL tackle or something because he
The
always had one.
O-line was better 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
yes.
It's true.
Yeah,
I think
so I
Tyler
wonder.
Guyton was there, and that's a
He
first round
was.
pick.
Guyton
Maybe
was there.
Creed Hump.
Yeah.
I don't know if Creed was still there, but they had the O-line was better. But it's a
And
good
they
question.
had they had Jaleel Farouk healthy. They had some receivers healthy. I don't know. It's a good question. The only reason why I give it to this offense, even though I don't know if I statistically can support that, but it's because this is a really bad OU offense. But I think just because they have a quarterback, I have to give them the edge. But it's honestly a more intriguing question than it is on the surface because it's kind of sketchy.
Hey,
Quentin,
I was about to say, Quentin's talking about this is today's 5th Red River. This is Jake Major's 12th. So today's got another half decade to catch
What
up.
about Casey Thompson's? Is this?
This is Casey Thompson's 21st.
Oh,
So he can legally now drink. He can legally, do stuff like that, and he can legally play in this game.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Any concern with Quinn throwing an easy pick off a scripted play on the first drive like he did last season?
I mean, there's always a concern.
Yeah, right.
Listen, Venables is going to know. Look, that was the key to last year's game, I think, was how dialed in Venables was on this offense, how much they knew some of the plays that were coming. How many questions did we get? Did they know the signals? I don't. They knew the play was coming. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
So
And it's not because they steal signals; it's because they are psychic.
I mean, after watching the Connor Stallions doc, I'm coming around. I think everybody's
Man, look.
Everyone's doing it to a certain degree. It's just you can't be so over the top. But Venables, man, he was able to go right through that controversy. No one brought him up enough, and
everybody was all on Michigan from October.
dude, I don't know any of the secret spy version of college football where they're all trading information and stuff. Coach might.
They do.
Yeah,
They do.
They do.
The black market of college football where you're like,
They do.
I know.
You got a buddy works in somebody else's staff. Hey,
Yeah.
can I get any information?
I
Trust
think-
me.
I know Charlie and I have talked about this before, and I don't know if I've ever said it on the YouTube show, but we've talked about it in Inside Texas. You really got to come see us. It really is the best time. These guys, like if you ever see a big upset on a Saturday, number 4, Clemson goes down to unranked 1-5 Syracuse. When you see that, 50-50 chance there was some signal trading.
They were
A
able to
couple
get
years
the
ago,
edge.
that actual game happened. And Kelly Bryant lost his job
Mm.
because of that game. So don't be surprised if Dino Babers knew what was coming in the second half of that Clemson game.
Are you
Just a
firing?
guess.
Are you hinting at Charlie Strong's, the fighting Charlie Strong's, the 1-4 team that beat Baker's playoff team? Did they maybe know a little something?
No, we would never do something like that. We're good guys.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, everybody else does that cheating nonsense. We're a team of moral guys.
Texas doesn't need an edge, guys.
We don't.
We're
Yeah,
looking for an edge.
Yeah, exactly.
We just play straight up ball. We don't need none of that.
Hey,
but
I
you
still
can tell.
find when I play NCAA 25 against my brother, I'm looking over at his play sheet and I'm seeing the formation. So I'm like, all right, if there's 2 wide receivers on this side, he's running the ball.
I remember he used to be.
I'm watching mine play right now. Like mine's got a game on right now. NCAA 25.
Do you play your son in that?
Yeah, I play him. We play
Do
all the
you cheat?
time.
You cheat a little bit or no?
I don't cheat because he beats me. I haven't beaten him.
That's why you need to cheat.
I went 10, 15 years of PS2, PS3, NCAA. I'm not joking without losing. Like those early mid-90s Texas teams, late 2000 Texas teams, I would run with those guys. I would just run the town. I've lost it. I went 10 years, 15 years without playing the game. I thought, man, I'll just jump back in and beat just like it was. And he beat me the first time 62-0. He beat me the next time 77-0. And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
The 100 game was with Jaden's help. But anyways, yeah, we play each other.
You put up 100 on you, dude.
Not me.
Oh.
He put 66 on his neighbor Jaden, the 5th grader.
Okay.
And Jaden threw tossed the stick. So I just picked him up and
Look at what John said. Yeah, Casey Thompson's a double agent, actually.
He
Sorry,
would know it from year one. Hopefully it's changed. I always do wonder whenever they take a player, like when a player does transfer, especially a valuable player like a quarterback, and they have to play their own team, that seems like very valuable information if I'm a defensive coordinator.
Oh, it is. Can you say every single player, what they're good at, what they're bad at? I need to know everything.
You know what's crazy too? There are college coaches that used to, the names didn't at first didn't populate, but you could do something online in like the mid 2000s where you could get the names to populate or whatever. If they had a schedule, they would literally go through, put in the schedule they had for that season. Say they were coaching at the University of Houston. They would put in the entire schedule and they would play each one. And then they would go through each one like a simulation, like it just anything for prep. Coaches used to actually do that.
For real?
I saw them doing it. It was fun because you get a little sense. It's not a big takeaway. It's just like one other little thing you can try to find any sort of advantage. Like, oh, that third corner, you can get him beat here, or stuff like that. They don't do that now. There's too much stuff going on. But back then, those guys that were young coaches, they were wanting to play video games just like us. They're like, you know what? Let's go ahead and sim the season and see what we need to do.
Joe need to join live. I wish. Joe's working hard right now, getting all the information he can get. Because
Joe's down there watching the punters, and you know why? Because Joe loves punting.
Yeah, he was a punter.
Yeah. He was a punter. That's right. Once a punter, always a punter.
True.
Yeah. Where did Joe play high school? He was down in Houston.
St. Thomas. It's a private school in North Houston.
Nice. All right, y'all. We need to hit our last sponsor of the day, Laura Baker.
Hi, I want to tell you about Laura Baker. If you're looking for a new home in the 512 or even at this point, let's face it, 737 area code, there's only one number to call. That's Laura Baker at 512-784-0505. As a member of the elite Andy Allen team with Keller Williams, Laura has helped Longhorns find the home of their dreams in Central Texas. Just ask our resident sex symbol, Ian Boyd, who moved all the way from Michigan to Texas with Laura's help. Laura can help you find what you're looking for in the 512, the 737, or even parts of the 254 and the 210. Just, give her a call at 512-784-0505. Her email is in the description as well as the rest of her contact details. She's a friend. Give her a call.
I always laugh when he says sex symbol Ian Boyd.
Yeah. I'm excited Ian's back in town, man.
Yeah.
I am too, man. We used to only see him once a year, and that was not near enough.
Yeah. This is a good question, especially when our accusations towards Brent Venables. How much will helmet comms affect the Texas offense? So we still signal everything. So as far as like sign stealing, they're still gonna be able to steal the signs. But the interesting part is it's gonna be like any other game, I would assume. Do you think we huddle for this game? I mean, we did it a little bit last year.
Yeah. Maybe, for spurts. It's all going to be dictated on drive to drive, I think.
Yeah. There's
if you get them in a formation that they're not comfortable with, or if Sark finds a mismatch, they'll run quick.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, but also too, it's like if they are sign stealing, there's like some edges you can get from a sign. Like if they're sign stealing, just go in motion or tempo. And then you can get them too into more simple stuff. And it's like if they're going to steal, and you got to almost reverse steal. It's like when they steal our sign, what would they do? And they would have to simplify in tempo because if we did it fast, so it's almost like you could exploit the exploit if you were able. Like,
that's a good point.
There's like chess upon the chess there that some GA is working frantically on.
Yeah, it is. They got some. I'm pretty sure they got calls though. They go tempo. We're making 1 or 2 checks. This is defense we're playing. We ain't coming out of it. If we get beat, tip my hat to you, but this is what we're playing.
That's what I would use tempo for when you find them in a defense where you've got an obvious mismatch and where they want to get out of it and make them force a timeout.
Yeah.
We huddled against Michigan.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a better defense.
That's still left over there. You had to be careful.
Was a better defense they faced.
They did have some leftover. Got to be careful over there.
Stallions, one of the things he actually said, I just listened to him on a podcast because he went to the Michigan Texas
the busing with the boys one.
Yeah, and he said, he was like, oh, Texas is still all signals, but like, a lot of the fans sometimes don't realize it's like they're changing who's hot because those guys, half of them are just doing nonsense.
Right.
So it's like,
I'll give you a nugget. On Sundays, teams go in and watch the TV copy and find out who the signal really is because they always give away and look at the coach. Like, what do you say? Even though you got a headset on.
Yeah.
You look, right? And so I watched the TV copies plenty of times last year to see who's signaling what.
Yeah.
So, hey, it happens.
Part of the
it's
job.
like you can tell who's doing nonsense and like who's really motivated and really getting it in. Like you can tell when there's 4 guys there and they're different color polos, like who's actually sending.
My dream was to be one of those guys. Because I remember watching the Baylor teams, I just felt like Kendall Briles, all he did was had the finger tape, and he'd just be like,
dude.
I remember my boy
exhausting.
Jordan Traylor used to do that for Texas, and he wasn't the signaler. And I'm like, man, you look so convincing.
Yeah, I would say there's got to be.
I'm the only one with a blue Texas Longhorn T-shirt.
Just throwing a wad of bubble gum and just pulling your ear bunch. Just,
Coach, are the other guys in headsets? Are they even connected to anything? Or are they just purely making it up?
No, you can hear. You can hear. You're just
They can hear. Okay.
You can hear it. You're just out there making up something. And like I said, you're gonna always find the guy. It's really easy.
Yeah.
It's really easy.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I didn't know you guys. I mean, when I saw the documentary, I saw that you guys watched TV copy, but I was like, man, the copy y'all gets incredible. Y'all get all 22 end zone. I'm like, I don't care. I'll watch TV copy.
You get everything. So yeah,
that's cool. So Bama.
oh yeah, SC's on their game-winning drive right now.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go then.
Now we got Bama. Okay, they're only up 8. They can go for it.
Oh, you almost threw a pick.
So what does this say about Georgia, right? Are we taking transitive property there with Bama?
I think it says with Georgia, they don't know who they are.
Yeah.
They don't have an identity. Are they a run team? Because that's kind of what I think they should be. They've got good running backs, good offensive line. Carson Beck's a good quarterback, but they don't have what I would call dynamic playmakers outside of their tight end, Oscar Phillip. Like, what's their identity? Look, Kirby Smart won a national title in 2 of them because of a front 7.
Right.
Had nothing to, Stetson Bennett had nothing to do with Stetson Bennett. It had to do with having about 8 defensive linemen that all got drafted within about 2 or 3 years. Yeah. Same thing for Clemson in the mid-2000 teens. It had nothing to do with Deshaun Watson or Trevor Lawrence. It had to do with all those Watkins and Farrell and all those absolute monsters on the front for those few seasons. So Georgia, to me, is trying to figure out who Georgia is.
Yeah. I think if anything, it also points to like we still haven't really figured out the SEC, like because everybody we saw last weekend fell. So it's like, where does this put? Bama's not playing great against SC. Bama beats Georgia. So yeah, like Georgia doesn't seem to have that identity, and they no longer have that Bowers or Lab McConkey Baylor. Yeah, they should be feeding the ETN more, I would think. But against Bama,
they're pass heavy. When I was breaking down their stats, I was like, oh, this is a passing team because I think Georgia. I just think defensive coach. I think running. When I was breaking it down, I was like, this is not a running team. This is a passing team. And I just watched, like I said, for prep, I just watched Bama and Georgia again. And, man, Beck had an awful game.
And their best player on offense is their running back.
Yeah. And on the
ends, that's their best offensive weapon.
I wonder how much of that is just the sort of Alabama nerves. Because they really have beaten Alabama once, but it was because Jameson and Mechie got hurt, right? And it was in that rematch.
Yeah.
So I do wonder how much of that first half was just Bryant Denny. They're going nuts. New coach, we can't lose to it's not Saban anymore. And then, they started off so horribly.
Yeah, we can't relate as Texas Longhorn fans, but maybe it is tough to go in there and win, but we don't know.
What's it like losing?
We don't know. Yeah,
we can't relate. We just go in and win there, but I guess other people might struggle with that. It looked like a fumble.
Oh, Sellers? More Sellers.
I'm catching very weak glimpses of what's happening. I'm excited. All right, so this was a good thing too. Let's talk. I'm hoping we throw a few deep passes in the first quarter to loosen the box for Blue. So if I'm Oklahoma's defense, I'm going dime, and I'm maybe going three safety dime too, because they got Spears Jennings is a baller at safety. Yes. Everybody else knows the other 2 names the most. They need to know him. That dude's nuts. So if you can get all 3 of those safeties on the field, I think that would be an interesting concept. Sark struggled with it, and what that would do is force Sark to go big 12 personnel, and then we do a lot of pulling schemes and stuff. And then at that point, you have Jaden Blue. We're not a bad running team, but we're not like an elite. We're a better passing team is what I'm saying. Yeah. So in order to try to encourage us to get big and run, that'll slow us down. That'll slow the game down. That'll give them that chance to shorten it better too. So I'm interested to see how they do it because I know that BV can be aggressive. I don't think this is the Texas team to play aggressive against. What do you think?
Yeah, Robert Spears-Jennings was the guy I wrote about on IT this week as one of the key players to watch because he does a lot of things. He's a bigger safety. He comes down the box a lot.
Yeah.
RPO, quick game across the middle. Like, keep your head on.
Pass rush.
He can pass rush. He's looking to do it all. So I think they have their vaunted 3-high flyover, playing Tampa 2 out of it a ton because that's what they love to do. And I don't think they're going to be able to come out of it. But I think they're going to do it out of so many different looks. You might get one high safety and then those other two bail out. You may get 2 high safety look and then the third guy drops, right? You usually got to find it because I think they're going to show pressure up front to try to get the ball out of Quinn's hands fast and see, hey, maybe we can rally and tackle, right? We don't want long development plays because I don't think we can keep up with their speed outside, but we make them get rid of the ball before that speed gets going. That's going to be the game plan. Kind of like they did with Tennessee. They got caught a couple of times too, being over aggressive on the deep ball, but I think that's what they're going to try to do, have a similar game plan.
Yeah, and OU's defense has carried them, but if you look at, like, statistically, their secondary hasn't been great because outside of those DBs, they're giving up pass yards. I mean, they're like 70th in yards per game on pass.
They end up busting more than they should for a BV defense, and they have no speed on the outside. So, like, Kenai Walker getting burnt, Des Malone getting burnt. So it's like, it's going to be tricky to throw the post and stuff like that, but, I mean, if you can throw the fade ball, then I said someone say go 2 quarterback. I was saying what would be funny is, you know how people do wildcat or 2 running back. We should go 2 quarterback, like I think Quentin said. But Arch should be in there for the deep ball. So whenever it's time to go deep, he can just pass it to Arch. He'll throw the fade, and then we can keep it in.
Because Arch bombs.
That's going to be the trick. You guys are underestimating this defense. I keep hearing that, man. I did a breakdown. You guys are really good pass rushers, good run defense, top 10. You're like
turnovers.
Forcing turnovers. You guys are 80th something in the country in yards per pass. You don't have a good secondary right now.
Yeah.
And guess what? Texas has a top 5 passing offense in the country. So
and a quarterback that does really well at the intermediate level, maybe the best we've seen in 20 years of college football.
Yeah. I keep hearing we're underestimating. You guys are not Georgia juggernauts from 3 years ago. Y'all have weaknesses on this team. I know you guys are going to be good. Y'all are going to blitz. That stuff with this whole, like, man, you guys don't know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
I mean, did Harvard make a play?
He got a touchdown, jump ball, fade ball.
Oh, my gosh.
Going for 2 right now.
Yeah, that's gonna be tricky.
I watched him run track in Austin last spring.
Oh, really?
Was it last spring or spring before last? I can't remember.
Yeah, John makes a good point, too.
Oh, he was a big boy.
Peyton Thorne before that pick 6. Like, this is a team that should have lost to Auburn, realistically.
Oh, they lost the 2-pointer.
Yeah, that was a bad play.
Guys, I'm behind. Yeah.
It would be funny if this was Danny Stutzman, just pregame.
Actually, I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, yeah, he's got a social media presence. Stutzman, you guys are going to stop the run, but I just don't like the pass defense.
He's warming up, but he's also going through the message board.
There he is.
He's like, I'm keeping receipts.
He's Bosworth with social media, so even worse.
This is something that I thought was interesting. They're underestimating Texas defense. This is one part that has annoyed me this week. We keep hearing about the elite OU defense. Texas is more elite. We've done opponent-adjusted stats. Texas is like number 4 in the nation. OU is like number 10. So the reality is Texas has a better defense than OU. So I'm also tired that the national media hasn't once talked about the Texas defense. Now I get it. OU's offense, you don't need an elite defense to slow them down.
I bet Texas likes it that way, to be totally honest.
That
defense is actually building its own sort of identity, its own kind of swagger. You know, it's great when you put 50, 60 on the board on offense, but when your defense is giving up pitching shutouts, giving up 1-score, 2-score games, you start to get a lot of confidence on that side of the ball. And I think that's kind of where they're at right now.
Yep. I said that the other day. They have so much confidence, knowing pretty much in a lot of games my offense is going to spot me maybe 21 points.
Right.
I'm just going to defend the pass, right? I'm going to defend the pass. Like, I know what's coming, or I know that you're just trying to tuck tail and get out of there. So maybe you're just trying to slow the game down and run. So it becomes easy for them. The confidence is steady growing, man.
Yeah, it's like a good starting pitcher when you get 5 runs in the first 2 or 3 innings. Pitching becomes a lot easier when you got 4 or 5 runs in your back pocket.
Yeah, that's also very nice to know you have an offense, because the reality is the OU defense has to win the game. That's the only way they're going to stand a chance.
And they're going to come to play, guys. I'm telling you, they're going to be ready. That's Venable's side of the ball. They were ready last year, and buddy, they're going to be ready this year. Yeah,
the trick is like that aggression and energy. You have to use it against them, right? Whenever they go into man, Bond, you got to beat them. Quinn hit them, score a touchdown. You have to you have to turn that energy on him. But it's gonna be fun. I'm always, man, as a fan of football, you have to just love watching Brent Venables. It's not fun when you're playing him, but just as a fan, dude, the stuff he does schematically is just a ton of fun. And you're dealing with a top coordinator on offense versus a top coordinator on defense going at each other. It's gonna be awesome.
SD got the onside kick. Oh my god.
Jeez, man.
Guess I got to back up.
I see the Bama fan in the surrender cobra already.
Yeah, see, the question
not
is,
take
like,
long.
what would they do theoretically with DeBoer if this actually does happen? You know, because he beats Georgia. I don't.
This
mean
is his mulligan.
I just mean the fan reaction.
The fan. Look at how they reacted to his clothes. They were mad about the.
I saw that.
Dude, did you hear him? Did you hear Bama fans saying that a 4-2-5 defense wasn't sound? Like they were blaming their loss on the 4-2-5, and I was like, "What? You guys are talking about a defensive structure is not sound? That's the whole point. There's only like 4 defensive structures, it's because they're all sound." But that was the part that was cracking me up.
Shades of UT parking, or was that? Who's the guy who didn't know what a nickel was?
Nickel isn't a coverage.
Yeah, nickel
parking, but I changed it to nickel isn't a coverage because that was just good stuff.
Yeah.
It's almost interception. The offensive line for South Carolina called the ball.
Lenore Sellers has had some Jameis Winston-esque memes.
Yes.
Off his helmet today.
Oh, they have no timeouts.
They're
about to get sacked. Oof.
Yeah,
that ball,
man.
Sellers is about to go out there in that huddle and go, "We strong. We strong.
We strong. We strong.
You strong. They strong. We strong."
He's gonna eat that dub.
Somebody put a video together about Jameis Winston. I saw on social media.
Yeah,
I watched that recently.
And it is so good.
I love him.
How can you not like that guy? It is so good.
He went on Theo Vaughn's podcast too, and he's just a great guy.
He's hilarious.
Did you see Theo Vaughn in the end zone when Diego Pavia scored? He was in there, like in the middle of it.
Theo Vaughn and Diego Pavia, that's a podcast that needs
and interception.
That's a movie.
Oh my gosh.
Dude. Yeah.
Who picked it? Bama?
He just threw it.
They just threw it up, which is
Bama stays alive.
Yeah.
Also, the goal there is like, why are you going for the touchdown? You get in field position for a field goal. That's another point. Field position. OU number 4 in the country in field position. So they've been elite at that. That's what happens when you have a defensive coach. So here's, I think, the trick, right? They need something weird to happen to us on special teams. Yeah. That would be ideal. And then like backside Quinn. Well, Kelvin Banks is guarding your backside, so that's a pretty good guy to do that
this year.
But something like that where Quinn is blind and they strip sack him, something like that. Sellers, that was the dumbest. You go to get field goal range.
But Sellers is the reason they are competitive this year.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I mean, against LSU, he was the reason. But yeah, I would say like what Homer's saying is they would need to start similar to what UT had when they were the worst team in 2021. Block a punt, like something like that. But UT at least had an offense thing. That's the thing. They need a batted pick again. You know, something crazy like that would have to happen for them, I think, to
and it would have to happen multiple times.
Yeah, and then Hawkins has got to have like some Kyler Murray-esque run.
Corey Feldman.
Yeah, well, it's like also too, if you notice, like Sark's scoring is inelastic based on the strength of the defense. Sark is always going to put up like between 30 and 40 points. It doesn't matter if he's like playing the most elite defense or whatever. Because he just needs 6 plays. And Sark will always find 6 plays. And so that's the difference. So it's like OU is going to have to it's going to have to be like a weird special teams thing, and they get an interception and they fumble. Because even if you do give to Hawkins still going to have to score 30 points.
Mm-hmm.
And realistically, I think that's all that to lose by less than 10. For them to get like put 30 on the board or 28 even, like would have to be like maybe one special team score, 1 pick 6 or something, strip sack, whatever it may be. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of things that would have to drastically change from their regular profile of what they've been as a team.
Yeah. And Texas would just it's going to have to be really bad play on our part for that to happen. Score predictions 35 to.
Hey, I've got something for you real quick. I am going to predict Leona LaFau is going to get some major playing time today. might even start, maybe. But he's going to play a lot today, and I think LaFau. It's oh God,
It's all right, Rebel.
yeah, it's your grandmother. I got people coming through, so this is like bad.
You're all good.
Yeah, I don't even know what I was talking. Oh, LaFau, big time this year, big time this game. Be ready for
Will
today.
he get a sack today?
He's going to do some stuff. Listen, he might be the most natural linebacker in that room, and buddy, that is saying something with that group.
Yeah. That is really saying something.
Instinctively. I like Anthony Hill overall.
Yeah.
Top to bottom better, but LaFau as an instinct, oh God. I could see him moving to Mike next year and putting Anthony over at Sam and Ty Anthony at Will. Oh my Lord.
I know. That's the thing, is the future just keeps looking better too.
Man, that's like early 2000s Texas linebacker play.
Scarlett says Vosick will ball out.
And then this is what I was interested in. I was going to say, how many sacks do you guys think Simmons ends up with?
He gets 2 a game. So probably 2.
And he said the dominant comment. So it's like now he's got to back it up.
Yeah.
He's like, I think we're going to dominate him.
Well, and finally, breaking off and getting the D-line or the pass rush getting 5 sacks against Mississippi State. It was at 6 or 5 or 6, right? So it's like they finally come into their element, and no better team to play than this beating down a OU line right now.
Yeah. Man, we're getting a lot of predictions. But I'm kind of in the like I like 35-13 kind of is like where I'm at.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Similar to Michigan, I would think.
Yeah. And it's like
some field goals.
38-14 is I think what I picked. 37-14, something like that. It's not going to be
like that 17-ish, 14-ish, that kind of stuff I feel comfortable with. Man, we got a bunch.
Yeah.
Prediction, Taft gets an interception.
Oh, look at that Pedro.
We got a little puppy.
I like that.
Airbud.
Airbud.
Taft gets a pick, my boy Gunner.
His name's Elway. John Elway over here.
His name's Elway?
Yeah. He came from they called the NFL breed, and they had Elway, Breeze. Shoot, I can't remember the other one.
I like that.
Taft player of the game on D. This does seem like a game where Taft can take over, especially because Taft, I forget nothing.
If he
I'll die
chooses
for
to,
this
he
team.
will.
I was like, dude,
Those two
talk about a
graphics
mission, dude.
Thank you, Michael, for saying those things. I will die for this team.
Yeah.
Everything. I mean, that's
I
all you
love
need.
it.
That's Michael Taft 101, guys.
This feels like the 80s again. Like
He's built different, guys. That boy's been raised properly.
Yeah, he's dude. He was
He's a
cracking
Westlake boy. That's why.
Yeah.
This one's on national ABC. Riders and on national ESPN.
Quentin's right there. The quad box. Quad box is king.
Okay.
It's got to be on big.
The TV is like, yeah, it is.
I think we're about that time, Connor.
It is.
Yeah,
man.
buddy.
Ooh, yeah. All right, guys. Time to be nervous for 3 hours. Let's do it.
Oh, nothing to be
No,
done.
I'm excited, guys. This should be a fun one.
Game time, man.
Regardless of what it's all about. And then also, guys, remember, as soon as the clock hits zeros, we're going to be on for post game. So come hang out with us after. Win, lose, or draw. I think it'll be a win, though. All right, everyone. This will be a fun one.
Let's go.
Thanks for hanging out, fans. Hook them, y'all.
What the hell happened there?
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Later.
Subscribe.
Football?
Look, let's go.